So Age of Overlord is stacked with billions of broken cards, but it's also home of a lot of interesting slept-on cards. And my goal today is to shed light upon them to try to figure out just how good they are. But this can only be achieved with your full support. So you already know it, my man, smash the like and subscribe button. Thank you so much, I really appreciate you, and now let's get right into it. The first card worth going over would be Baphomet the Phantom Beast Dark Ruler. Looks like a semi-generic fusion monster that can be used in the Chimera deck really well. And on the summon, it gets the Foolish either for a Beast, Fiend, or Illusion monster. There is not really a lot of Illusion monsters in the game yet, so this effect is kind of irrelevant for the Illusions, but for the Beast and Fiend, it could be decent. For Beast, you could be sending Tri-Brigade Kid, which is kind of irrelevant in the Chimera deck, but for Fiends, you can actually do a lot of things. Like, I don't know, sending the Dark Barrier statue so that you can revive back with the other Chimera fusion. That looks kinda nasty. Or you could also send the End of Anubis and revive it back, which is pretty much like a Dweller and Necro Valley. So that way the Unchained matchup for Chimera really won't be too bad. Even Chaos Hunter could be respectable, especially against Runic decks. Look, this card has a lot of good options and a lot of really nice blowouts for post-game 1. It also has a really nice graveyard effect to revive back any of your banished Fiend, Illusion, or Beast, which is really nice in tandem with the other Chimera fusion. Badass. Anyways, next up is Maradon Chilusugda. I talked about this card in the past, how it turns Riom Heart into a one-card King Calamity combo. Oh, and by the way, for the one guy in the comment section below who's pissed every single time I say Manadome instead of Manadium, my bad, but I'd rather die. I hope you can understand. But yeah, that card is sick, but kind of irrelevant if everybody's main decking Nib and Droll. So like, even though Manadome is really powerful and really consistent, it doesn't really matter too much when everybody and their mother is ready to beat you. But if they're not, it's just a matter of time before Maradon becomes absolutely broken. So yeah, Chilusugda is definitely worth respecting. On the other hand, Visa Samsara is definitely less good than I thought. Chaos Ruler is not a thing here in the TCG, and unless you're trying to go into Diablantis and play a lot of garbage cards, you're not going to be doing too much. I'm still working on that combo for tier elements, by the way, for everyone who's wondering in the comment section. And Synchro Rumble is another really cool card that will be played in the Synchron deck as well as the Manadome deck, and it's pretty much the only good card that you get to search with Crimson Dragon, and it actually doesn't suck because you get to revive back any tuner or big Synchro monster from her grave. Pretty much no drawbacks, so again, we'll take that any day of the week. Now, Exceed the Pendulum is definitely a way better version of Selene, at least for the Pendulum decks. That card is fantastic in the Pendulum deck as you can generate a lot of advantage multiple times and also loop Astrograph with it. My Metal Foes deck is already wet just looking at this card. And it's technically hot since it's fire, but you get the gist of it. I swear, I'm not even trying. Okay, now how about Arias the Labyrinth Slave? She thick, but on top of being thick, she also nice. Okay, yeah, that meant nothing. Basically, she allows you to use traps on turn 0. Generically, not bad. I mean, this helps a lot of decks generically, obviously, but also Labyrinth especially, well, no shit. However, if you want to use this card right away, you do have to physically draw the trap that you're trying to turbo out, so it's not exactly like Hooklock. I straight up think this card is absurd, but the OCG disagrees because some of the builds I've seen don't even run this card at all. Sussy individuals, I swear. Anyways, what are my thoughts on Dark Hole Dragon? Cute, but kinda gimmicky, although it does have some nice recursion from the grave. Searching Dark Hole on the end phase though is way too slow, should have been better. And it's typically bad until you draw it and you usually want to mill the card. But still definitely a card with a lot of potential and could be a nice extender in some mill decks. And I'm not gonna bother with TG because I can't even pretend like I know the deck. A lot of really good cards, but at the same time it's extremely complicated and not necessarily good in modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! Now how about the Armored Xyz cards? I got mixed feelings because they look cool, but at the same time, they are a little gimmicky. I'm not a big fan of using Xyz monsters as equip spells, but at the same time, you are generating a lot of advantage really quickly with the Xyz monsters. I will look into them in the future and will make another video just on them. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, the Supreme King cards from Age of Overlord are absolutely disgusting. They allow you to summon Zark super easily like it's absolutely nothing. And Zark is very scary. Again, a bunch of extremely interesting cards to cover in Age of Overlord, but I can't really do it in this video, otherwise it would be a 3-hour-long podcast and not a 3 or 4-minute video. But I definitely will be back with a lot more Age of Overlord content really soon, so stay tuned for more. Anyways, that's all I had for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.